Hello everyone and welcome to another OgreCast. I am Ogre and I will be your host for this game of StarCraft between Eladimir and ViVec. Apparently he's a little chatty. He likes to say hi at the start of the game, which is always nice. You know, somebody's not going to take it too serious and start yelling at you. But Eladimir has been playing quite a few games lately and incorporating some banelings and burrow and things like that into his play. So he's becoming a little more micro-oriented as he gets better at the macro of Zerg. He's been doing pretty well, getting his hatches up and his drones mining and things like that. So, but I haven't watched this game and I don't really know how it turns out. But we will speed it up and get past these original stages. Nobody really sends any scouts early. Eladimir's got his overlord flying over, but yeah, it's about 2 minutes in by the time Eladimir sends a scout, and it looks like ViVec is just a little bit behind him. His scout goes the other way, so I don't think they saw each other. But you know, what are you going to do about an SCV? He's coming. So we got a spawning pool coming up for Eladimir. Lots and lots of drones mining, and Eladimir's drone is in here. You can see, oh, it looks like he's blocked in, so that drone is probably going to die at some point here. There's not much he can do. He could shoot this guy a little bit, soften him up, but really not too much point to that. Rather just concentrate on getting your base up. Like, if there's nothing you can do about saving a drone's life, well, he is managing to move him around quite a bit and keep him alive a little longer, but if there's nothing you can do to save the drone's life, I'm all for concentrating on your base and not trying to over micro. You know, put him on a patrol or something like that and just leave him to die. But I mean, the longer you have him in there, the longer it delays your opponent from putting on an attachment there, like the tech lab or reactor. So I mean, nothing came on, but had ViVec wanted to put on a tech lab, sometimes they end up waiting until they kill the drone before they put it on. But it's pretty standard just to get a tech lab early, so you know, no big deal, unless you're going mass marine. So Eladimir's got a lair coming up that is good to see. I like the lair tech units a lot better than just mass zerglings. So, and because he's got an expansion coming up, looks like he's hoping for a longer term game. He was able to scout that there's only 3 marines. It's almost 5 minutes into the game, and ViVec has been making buildings, I guess, and really doesn't have much of an army out early. And also Eladimir, he's got a lot of map control. He's got both Xel'Naga watchtowers, which you always want to do if you get, I mean, a Zergling is 25 minerals, so you want to use your first couple Zerglings to get these Xel'Naga watchtowers, and then he can spot anything moving out anyway, and he is free to make drones as much as he possibly can until he starts seeing a reason to be concerned about ViVec's army coming towards him. And the great thing about Zerg is that, you know, as long as you have a couple larvae free, you can get a few units out in the time it takes your opponent to get all the way across the map. So I like the fact that Eladimir is using his map control to know when to drone up and to know when to start building an army, and he is droning up like mad right now. He's got only a few Zerglings. Let's check out the army tab. Look, 150 minerals worth of army right now. And the production, he's got a Spire coming, and a Queen coming, and a couple Zerglings, but so he's taking right up to Spire, which is nice. I mean, when you got this many drones going, you can tech up pretty safely. Decently sized army here for ViVec. He's got a few barracks, factory, starport. No tech lab on the factory, so I guess he's hoping that Eladimir is just going to go straight Zerglings, but ViVec is not scouting Eladimir's army, and so he's kind of just assuming that Eladimir is going Zerglings by pumping these out. And the hot swap, okay, so he swapped his factory and a barracks. Now he's got the tech lab. He just started researching siege tech, so that was a good move. But you know, if he had been scouting properly, he wouldn't have. You know, he wouldn't have had to get these Hellions. He could have got siege tech earlier, knowing that there are very, very few Zerglings on the map. He's going for a drone harass with these Hellions, which is good. Not overly saturated here at the expansion quite yet. Looks like Eladimir took a little bit of time to realize that was happening, but pulled his drones away. Nice work. He's got a queen here to fend off these Hellions. But the army that he was forced to macro up is very Zergling, well, not very Zergling heavy, but has quite a few Zerglings because he had more minerals than gas saved up. But now that he's got mutas out, it's going to be pretty easy for him to hold this off. There weren't enough Marines in that composition to hold off the Mutalisks. And those Marauders are as good as dead. They cannot outrun mutas no matter how hard they try. And these mutas are going to... I mean, you got to chase those down. Don't turn those back. Yeah, there he goes. He's going to finish those off with probably one more shot. 2 shots. Okay, so yeah, those mutas took out the Marauders quite easily. I love that he has an Overseer here already by the side of ViVec's base. ViVec is just pumping out more Marines. He's got a siege tank now. His siege tech is done, so he's in a pretty good position to start, you know, pushing forward. And on this map, you generally see Terran kind of pushing forward, sieging up their tanks, and trying to take this middle. Oh, the Muta harass is going very well, but now that ViVec has seen the mutas, he's very Marine heavy, which is good. So the mutas here definitely doing a good job, but he should have known that refinery wasn't going to go down. I would have pulled the mutas out earlier because, you know, it's just not worth it to lose 1 or 2 mutas. Their mutas do heal themselves up over time, and also